I feel like all these YouTubers keep backstabbing me. I'm such a nice person. They're supposed to be my friends, you know? Friends are not supposed to backstab you. You guys know me, right? I'm an amazing human being. I just don't know why I get all this hate. I don't know, guys. Oh, hi, Keemstar. You want me to be on your podcast? Yeah, let's do it. That small skit right there sums up the Trisha Paytas drama. So you know this whole shit that's happening with Trisha Paytas, Ethan, and Keemstar? People are talking about it on YouTube, but there's like so many clips on TikTok. You know when Trisha Paytas gets in drama with someone, there's like 20 YouTube videos up, but on this case, there's at least 50 videos on TikTok of Trisha Paytas trying to explain why she went on the podcast and her just making 0 sense out of it.
God, I don't have to listen. What more do you want from me? Empty things, I got nothing.
Look at this shit. It's the same. All these videos, it's the same topic. It's just Trish talking about why she went on the podcast. 50 TikToks, because why the fuck not? Why not just make a long YouTube video when you can just spam TikTok and YouTube at the same time, right? Makes sense.
Ethan himself has said that he would have James Charles on his podcast. Okay, you're gonna have James Charles, who's an actual P word, but you can have a discussion with Keemstar? Like, I remember everybody was against having Jeff Wittick on Frenemies, and I was like, no, we should have a discussion. Like, that is the whole point. You're gonna call out people, you're gonna have issues with people, like, have a discussion, see where this person is coming from.
Oh, so now you can have a discussion. How did she just change her own opinion as soon as she went to Keemstar? Now it's okay for people to invite other people. Wasn't she like mad as shit at Ryland for inviting Jeffree Star? Remember when she got so pissed at Ryland that was the day when she decided to hate on Shane and Ryland?
I don't even know who this person is, and he's actually the fakest person, and this just proves it. It just proves it. And I knew it when they had Jeffree up there, like, praising him, all this great stuff. Like, I knew it was fake. I knew it was for views. These people sold their soul to the devil. It is scary.
Because Ryland invited Jeffree Star on his podcast, but now that Trisha gets to go on Keemstar's podcast when she absolutely hated Keemstar when she was with Ethan, and Ethan hates Keemstar as well. But now it's okay to go on people's podcasts that you hate. It's absolutely okay as long as you get to talk things out.
People flip it. Oh, if he had David Dobrik, Jason, I hope he does. Like, I have those discussions with those people. I think that's a huge thing. It's just crazy how quick people judge. Like, I am now pro Keemstar. Like, whenever I ever said that, like, what? Keemstar is very nice in person. The way Ethan was very nice to me in person the first time I met him, you know?
You just contradicted yourself. You just said that you're not pro Keemstar, but Keemstar is an amazing person. And you also went to his podcast even though you supposedly thought Keemstar was the worst person on the internet.
Not YouTube necessarily, but like Patreon will like take away. Like, how is he on any platforms with this? This will get me in trouble, but I feel like, because I know people are like, you shouldn't bring his kids into it, but like, honestly, this person shouldn't have a daughter. Like, this really makes me like scared that this is like the mentality that someone thinks like this can't happen at all. So like, if his daughter ever said something like this, he'd have that same excuse. It's like so scary that I don't know how these people can even be like parents, have like a child. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's just he's so gross.
No, yeah.
But now Keemstar, such an amazing person. He is just so inspiring. He inspired me to no, that was a bad thing. He inspired me to do the no, that was a terrible thing that he did. He inspired me to buy sugar-free yogurt because it's better for you. He's just so amazing. Keemstar literally said there's no way someone can be SA and just move your head. Yeah, Keem might have said that, but he's also a nice person, guys. I went on his podcast, which means He was an amazing person. I might have said something else a couple of months ago on that podcast, but opinions change, guys. People grow. Keemstar grew. I just had to add some water to his plant and boom, he blossomed.
You don't know, the U.S. recently pulled out of Afghanistan, meaning there's no longer any U.S. embassy. There's no way for anyone to get visas over here, and the rights of women and children are now completely stripped, and there's no one over there to protect them.
So I'm really happy she's talking about this issue. She's using our platform for good. But just hear me out. Just look at this.
The 30 million population of Afghanistan are actually under the age of 18, and UNICEF is taking a lot of precautions to help protect them. They've had done it, and they're doing it now more than ever. Right now, they are completely abandoned. They are in need of food, water, and medical supplies. By donating, you can help provide this and emergency.
So she makes sure to tell people that Trisha donated. And as someone who makes at least, I'm talking about at least $1 million a month just from OnlyFans alone, she donated $523. You made such a serious TikTok video about this. I want you to keep in mind that Trisha Paytas is a multimillionaire. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy that she's talking about this issue, but the fact that a multimillionaire donated $523, this is basically me donating 20 cents and being like, hey guys, I donated 20 cents. That's honestly 20 cents for her. When you're a multimillionaire, like, donate at least $1,000. $523 is basically a chewing gum for her. So I want everyone to know now that Trisha Paytas is a good person. She's no longer a bad person because she donated. Just keep that in mind before you judge her. She's really trying to make people feel bad for her. So she uploaded a sad TikTok. Now everyone just loves Trisha Paytas because of this video. 10-year-old me, have we gotten control of our eating? Are we skinny now? No, we don't have control even of our food. Our binge eating has caused long-term. Okay? 10-year-old me, did we at least have babies? No, our tubes got damaged long-term from diseases. I feel bad. I really do feel bad. 10-year-old me, are we still alone? No, we actually found someone who loves us despite being imperfect and broken. When it comes to stuff like this, I really do feel bad for Trish. I wouldn't wish what happened to Trish to anyone, but that still doesn't justify the bad shit that Trisha Paytas has done. I feel really bad, but she always posts these kind of videos right after or before she does something problematic. This is what I'm saying. Every time she gets canceled for something, she comes up with a sad video, and then all of a sudden, everyone just loves Trisha Paytas.
This is why people shouldn't talk until they hear the podcast, because they sound absolutely stupid. I went on and shared my own R-word story that I've never shared with anyone else to drive a point across about it. I was super vulnerable. I was super embarrassed. Once it's out there, I'm going to be judged. I'm going to be judged forever for not saying something sooner, for not talking about it sooner, for doing it, for participating in it, for liking it. People are so mad about a podcast they haven't even heard.
Why the fuck would I watch Keemstar's podcast? When he was shaming those SA victims, saying that there's no way you can get SA'd, he was making excuses, and he was defending the people that were guilty.
How does that happen? Wouldn't she have to open her mouth and participate in some way for that to happen? Can't you just turn your head, or can't you just get is there some way to force?
You want me to support someone? You want me to watch their podcast? And the fact that you went on their podcast, plus you wore the H3H3 merch? Trish, you're not making sense. You're giving me math class high school vibes.
Went on there to talk about issues that are important to me, the things I care about. We talked about everyone. Yeah, did we talk about Ethan? We talked about Ethan. Did we talk about David? Yes. Did we talk about Mike? Yes. FaZe? Yes. Tifu? FaZe talked about all his scandals. Keemstar admitted to being in the wrong about mental health situations. I shared my...
What about the SA?
Which I have never shared with anyone else, and it was super...
What about the SA, Trish?
a setting that I was super comfortable in necessarily. People haven't watched it. They think I'm just going to go on there and I spoke with I held my own. I'm my own person. I have my own issues I can talk about.
Trish, you didn't mention the essay that he was making fun of the victim. Trish, you also said that he's the worst person on the internet, so make it make sense, Trish. What am I supposed to believe?
Normally I wouldn't even address
Keemstar, really? I thought he triggered you. I don't know how anyone can defend you. Wait, I want to see what she says about this.
these comments because like everyone's so quick to judge, like, oh my god, you went on Keemstar's podcast just assuming I'm team Keem. I want to be Keem's friend. I'm on Keem's side. When podcasts are meant to be discussions, and
Didn't she just say...
Keemstar is very nice in person.
You just said Keem was a nice person. He was a really good person.
Assuming I'm team Keem. I want to be Keem's friend. I'm on Keem's side.
And now you're saying that you're not defending Keem. So is Keem a nice person or is Keem not a nice person that you defended him? I am confusion.
Going back and forth with someone that you heavily disagree with, and this whole thing started.
This is not about disagreeing.
Started a relationship, and I just thought talking about it on a bigger platform. And I've gone on people's podcasts who have triggered me in the past. Gabby Hanna trying to make peace. I met Ethan going on his podcast because he made a video saying that I looked like a corpse in a wrestler. And I do believe he's changed since then, making fun of like female presenting people's looks.
You told us never to believe you'd be the bottom of the barrel to work with Keemstar. And now she worked with Keemstar. Why do people say that I'm defending Keemstar? I only went to his podcast to discuss shit. I would never defend Keemstar. I'm just so confused why everyone's saying that I'm defending him just because I went to his podcast. I mean, we're YouTubers, we do that shit. So stop hating. Keemstar was actually a nice person. I just don't know why people talk shit about Keemstar. He treated me so nice. I can honestly say that he was a lot better than Ethan. So can we stop the hate? Like, stop hating all these YouTubers. Everyone's nice in reality, so let's just stop the hate. Keemstar is not a bad person. He's an amazing person.
Do not get involved in my wedding that you were not invited to after that nasty, vile comment. Do not even talk about my relationship. Do not even talk about me because you weren't there. All of this stuff is between me and Ethan. If Ethan wants to talk to his family about this, it's fine. But it's not a personal matter. It's between me and Ethan lying, Ethan being a coward, Ethan being a hypocrite. I have admitted to being all of those and more. Ethan can't. And Donna chiming in on this after I would hide in embarrassment and shame after what she texted to Moses.
Ethan's mom, you better hide because Trisha Paytas is gonna do another mukbang on you. If she does another mukbang talking about Ethan's mom, she's about to end you. So you better hide. Let me tell her, she better fucking hide. Well, she's saying that Ethan's mom shouldn't have gotten involved into this shit. Wasn't like Trisha Paytas' sister involved? She literally inserted herself, making a couple of TikToks when frenemies ended, saying how bad Ethan was. So do we hold Trisha Paytas' sister accountable? But since Trisha's talking, I feel like we should only hold Ethan's moms accountable and not Trisha Paytas' sister. Because Trisha Paytas' sister, she was having lunch that day. So if you didn't know, she was actually having lunch, which means that if she was having lunch, she was out of LA, which she had nothing to do with the drama. That was me using a Trisha Paytas excuse, which made no sense. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. Please don't forget to feel bad about Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas has always been the victim. If you don't believe that Trisha Paytas is the victim, then you're basically a hypocrite and get the fuck out of my channel. Please hit like, subscribe, and the bell icon if you enjoyed this video, and consider hitting that join button because you get a badge next to your name. If you're not a member yet, honestly, at this point, I'm just gonna go to Keemstar's podcast because you guys are pissing me off. If you're not hitting that join button, I might as well just go to Keemstar's podcast. I upload frequently because I have no life.